My name is Pascal Slivansky. I'm the director of the French Institute. I'm a cultural counselor at the French Embassy also. A really nice cooperation between our two countries. It's a cooperation between KTU, but not only, with the French Institute in Paris and our French Institute in Lithuania. This project began 1 year ago, so it's the second year that we are continuing. Because you have some common points between our countries. One of the main points, and very important for France, and I'm sure also for Lithuania, is heritage. You have a really nice heritage here, very old buildings. In France it's the same. But the question is, how can we manage with these old buildings? What we will do with this? Innovation in the field of buildings, urbanism, architecture. So the goal is to understand what we will do with this heritage. Can we destroy it? Or on the contrary, we keep it and integrate it in the new city.
So I'm Mike Fritsch. I'm a Luxembourgian French architect. I am part of l'AEC. We are urbanists and architects, so we have a kind of two hats on, and we work on the fields of obviously urban planning, but also territorial planning until architecture. It's an interesting territory, which is not something that we know as a geography, but also as a context, with being in a specific and sometimes difficult position in Europe, which has obviously all the constraints and forms a context that is unknown to us. And I think it's a perfect breeding ground for new ideas and for maybe a new vision on something that we at a certain point maybe failed to do. And I think the opportunity in Lithuania to implement their vision of the world and their context into a broader universe is quite interesting. So that's why coming to Lithuania, for me, it's more an enriching experience, and also a kind of a formatting a broader vision of what we as Central Europeans would call Europe, which might not be always the same.
My name is Colin Régnier. I'm a French architect. I'm a founder of Data Architect. We are based in Paris. I'm a teacher in a French school, in the French architecture school, Paris-Malaquais, in the center of Paris. I think it's really interesting to understand exactly what Lithuanian architects think about, their approach about their strategy about the city, and you are interesting about other things. And in France, we have main subject about the conservation heritage, and here you have an approach something different. So it's really interesting to have a discuss with your student, I think.
The area is really interesting, very impressive, because we talk about heritage, and these are a big heritage in Kaunas.
It's a really interesting industrial area, really nice building. Some buildings are protected, I think, and for us it's the best material for create a new city, for adapt your city, and we think in this territory it's a new opportunity for the Kaunas city with the rail Baltica, and I think we can have a new approach of the city to combine housing building, to combine worker factory, to combine office, and to create a new quarter, a new part of Kaunas with a different atmosphere.
The main interest of that site is that it is still an element of the city that is quite close to the city center, or at least is part of an urban fabric that is kind of unitarian. But it has this opportunity of the new Baltic Rail is, I think, changing the ingredients that you can put into this territory. So the challenge of this neighborhood is to keep on having or integrating the elements that the neighborhood is formed of, while using or at least utilizing the this new ingredient that is the Baltic Rail. The Baltic Rail will obviously change the context. It will change the public that will arrive in Kaunas. It will change the movements of the city, and it will change, at least I hope for the best, the situations of Kaunas. So if the idea is that this is an opportunity, I think the site has a huge potential to use this new dynamics and to use this kind of amplificator to not only solve kind of a mono public issue, which is like, where do I sit, where do I wait for my next train, how do I connect to Vilnius or to other cities, but it could be an ingredient to also amplify situations that already exist, be it heritage or context. I mean, we are very close to the river, we are very close to the southern part of the city, so how these elements can amplify the qualities and how we, with a small intervention, can create the backbone of something that obviously is uncertain.
It's really important to make with existing situation. I think we can't create a new city, a new part of the city with a tabula rasa, you know, it is tabula rasa, we destroy everything and we create a new part with a large street and we say in this area we have housing and in this area we have no. It's really important to have, for each situation, you have an answer. So you have connecting with the forest, so you can't find something to have a connection. If you walk near the rail station, you can have a proposal really specific for this situation. For each situation, I think you can have another approach. So we need to keep the atmosphere, existing atmosphere, and we can leave the possibility for the future to change something. Okay, I think we are detective. So during 2 months, we analyze the building, or we analyze the situation to understand exactly what is the condition, what is good, what is bad, what is work, what is doesn't work. And after, we need to find a specific solution for a problem.
There is never a moment where something is really bad or something is really good. There is no black and white. There is no perfect black, perfect white, but there is some kind of a gray zone in between that can reach from several shades, and that every situation has its specificities, and that every territory, being it a finite territory or being it one that is still being constructed or discovered, in every territory you can find the ingredients, at least for a contextualized answer, and that every territory kind of has these small elements where you can build upon, and that it is at least a savant recipe of putting things together, mixing things together, fixing some elements, adding other elements, and that's the best way to have an answer that we would call contextualized, even if context has a broader meaning. It could be political, it could be just a global context, and it could also be a landscape or geographical context.
Really interesting to decide, to see what will be, to share the different point of view. We have a French expert here, we have a Lithuanian experts also, and of course we have students. And it will be very interesting to see what will be the results for the future of this area, very interesting area.
It's the first time most of them work in groups. It's the first time they have a task of looking at this size of a territory. And for us, it's not so much important what they end up doing, if the drawings are nice, if the ideas are nice. It is more to put in the seed of how to look at stuff. If they know how to look at stuff, if they understand that you can look at things and not really have a sharp opinion on this is a good place, this is a bad place, this has no value, this has value. I think everything has value as long as you know how to look at it, and then you can put together a recipe, you can put more or less of this and this element, and then combine something that is site-specific and informed, and that's the only way, I think, where you always be able to at least put in the frame or put in the backbone of something that is good for the place you're building. So it is not going to be another zoned business district that you could find in other places. It is something that is site-specific and has the answer already in the question. I think there's a huge value in groups in the general. I mean, we often talk about collective intelligence. You have to see it as a team. By combining the brains of all these people, assets become the asset of the group. The weaker get helped by the stronger, and then it creates a collective intelligence. As much as we want to create a collective intelligence by creating new pieces of the city, by adding as many disciplines as possible to have the widest informed view possible, I think in these groups it's very important that there is no same person in the same group, and that we can create by every element of the group has its value by being in the group.
All the students are really motivated. In the first part, we work about analysis, and we create like an atlas, or I don't know, we create some documents with some topics for some subjects. And I think for the students it's a good thing because they create the tools for a new project. And I think this first part was really nice because we arrived to produce good documents, and all the students understand exactly what we want. Some group have exactly this position about what we do with the existing situation, and they try to find a specific solution. So I'm really enjoy about this 3 day, and I think it was nice.
My main wish is that it will be a long-term cooperation. That's the goal mainly of the cooperation that we try to build between France and Lithuania. Long term is better because one shot, okay, it's always interesting, but not enough. I think that this kind of project could be, of course, for long term, maybe for this project, but it could be another project for next year. I expect that there will be exchanges between students from Lithuania coming to France, maybe with a professor, expert in urbanism or architecture, and on the contrary, continuing to have some French people, let's say professors, experts, and students coming to Lithuania to exchange one more time point of view and to get very good results in this long-term cooperation.